disappointed. Not everybody, but the vast majority of people. And that's the reality of life. That's the reality of life. Why? You put your hopes on the wrong things. You put the hopes on as good as these things are, they're not something that you put your hope onto. Right? Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you an alternative scenario. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, وَالْبَاقِيَاتُ الصَّالِحَاتِ. Right? The everlasting perpetual deeds are better for you in terms of reward and better for you in terms of putting your hopes onto. Why? It's perpetual reward. It's never ever going to lose its value. In fact, it will increase in value. Right? It's a gift that keeps on giving. And what is that? Hazrat Sayyidina Ali karamullah ta'ala wa karim stated, it's the al-baqiyatu salihat are the kalimat. La ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, walhamdulillah, la quwwata illa billah. All these, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, right? Walhamdulillah, la quwwata, alhamdulillah, la quwwata illa billah, are those words, if you recite and if you chant it, right? And you continue reading it, right? And impose and imbibe in yourself the true meaning of these things here. Not only will the mere recitation of this and remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala using these words benefit you perpetually. It's like just putting money into your account all the time. You're just increasing the 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 2, right? Not only will you do that day, it will add value to your life and your afterlife. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said, 3 things remain, you know the Isra Sawab, right? 3 things remain, right, after you pass away as perpetual reward. One is that you gave something in charity, right, in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the gift that keeps on giving. Or alternative, you didn't have wealth, if you transmitted knowledge and people benefited from your knowledge and people applied the knowledge there, that reward will continue to accrue for you in your favor. Accrue is the right word. Me and maths, accounting and maths are not good. Continue to accrue for you perpetually in the hereafter. Right? 2. And number 3 is your third investment, is a pious child who you leave behind after your death, who will recite for you and read for you, right, after your demise. So you get free rewards there, Voyager miles, continue receiving it. Right? Those are the 3 things. Now, out of the 3, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, don't put your hopes too much on the child. If you work yourself correctly and invested correctly in terms of priority, you got a chance there. Otherwise, do your sadaqat, right, your financial, use your wealth of money or use your wealth of knowledge to benefit you. Right? And the other thing that is going to benefit you is all the ibadah that you made in terms of takbir, tahmeed, tahleel, and so on. The more dhikr you made, and the more the reality of that dhikr became imbibed in you in terms of your surrender to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the greater the reward, the greater the value. Sometimes, why I'm trying to explain this to you from a financial perspective, right? You'll have one investment company, right, that will offer you 3 or 4 packages. The same fund managers are handling the portfolio. The products may be the same, but the return on one is better than the return on the other, right? And the reason would be that the manner in which they structured it. Or there's 101 reasons why one will be better than the other. The same thing with this, right? You can receive the minimum amount of reward for La ilaha illallah, subhanallah, Allahu akbar, everything. Right? You get the bare minimum reward, or you can maximize that reward by turning statement into state. That's the difference. So you don't have to work hard, you got to work smart. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And if it is done with a realization of what La ilaha illallah means, what Allahu Akbar truly means, right? What subhanallah means, and it becomes a reality in your life, then that is an ever-abiding thing. Because it will change your outlook in terms of your relationship with your Creator, and will change your outlook in terms of life and in terms of dunya. That's why do you think Alhamdulillah is always there? Why do you think Allahu Akbar is always there? Why do you think La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah is always there? There's nothing there that as a Muslim, if you are as an actively engaged Muslim, right, these are kalimat that will be on your lips all the time. For one thing or the other, you have to have La ilaha illallah there. You've got to have Allahu Akbar there. There are so many, and the problem is, like, you and I, we have our local colloquial language. We say a few things all the time, right? Like the English say yeah, right? And all this colloquial language, and then the joke people say nah. English, I mean the English from, from the cooking, yeah, he's a merry old lad, yeah, right? All of these things here, right? If you go to the Arab world, right, and some of our guys are learning here, yeah, ya wallah, right? Subhanallah, mashallah, right? Ya salam. It's the language. Why can't ours be mashallah? La quwwata illa billah. Why can't our colloquial, that we keep on saying all the time, like sharp or whatever. Right? Whatever we say, right? Why can't ours be alhamdulillah? Right? Wa shukru lillah. Or Allahu Akbar. Wa la ilaha illallah. Why can't that be ours? Why can't that be your tag word? Why can't that be that? Right? And this is important. So Sayyidina Ali karamullah ta'ala, let me give you the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? The hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam states there. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated, right? He said, "Istakthiru min al-baqiyat as-salihat." Right? Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu ta'ala narrating in the Sunan of Ibn Hibban and the Musnad Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. He said, "Astakthiru min al-baqiyat as-salihat." He says, increase, right, in terms of baqiyat as-salihat. Right? Qeel, so we ask, وَمَا هُنَّ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ? What are baqiyat as-salihat? Right? So the everlasting perpetual deed. The Prophet said, "At-takbir, Allahu Akbar, wa tahleel, la ilaha illallah, wa tasbih, subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah." These should be the things that should be on your tongue all the time in terms of what we would call liturgical recitation, one, and two, in terms of any situation and your analysis of a situation and your reaction to a certain situation should be centered around these statements. When you are overawed by something, when you are taken aback, Allahu Akbar. Not wow. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. With a realization, Allah is greater. Allah is greater. Right? I'm purely right. And when you see kufr taking place, when you see shirk taking place, when you see riya, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. We don't say la ilaha illallah enough, you know that, huh? Fa'alam annahu la ilaha illallah. No, that there is none worthy of worship except Allah. The ahadith on la ilaha illallah, if I have to give it to you, you know what? Books have been written by scholars in terms of ahadith on the virtues of la ilaha illallah, purely as a liturgical recitation. Right? Remember, certain things are packaged, a small, packaged in a very small package. But it has immense value in it, right? And the value of it there is on various levels that you and I will never ever fathom and understand. And what it does to you, it's multi-purpose, right? So that's what we need to do, and we don't do that anymore. Right? Some people may think you being pretentious. Like some of the guys who who learned a couple of words of Arabic, they always say Subhanallah. They learn from the Arab, the American slash Arab, like Subhanallah, man. Alhamdulillah, brother, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. But you don't have to do it in a pretentious manner. Alhamdulillah, or you do it softly, Alhamdulillah. But let it be a realization of your awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's absolute praise and power and greatness in any situation. That's what it requires of you. Center Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And centralize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any situation. And the appropriate one must come out. Obviously, you can't say now, Allahu Akbar, right? In a situation that doesn't warrant Allahu Akbar. You should be saying, Astaghfirullah, you make it Allahu Akbar. You understand? So you should know the correct term to utilize at correct times as well. Some people, I hear something sometimes, Ya Allah, we've committed gunas, Ya Allah, Ameen. I say, what are you doing, mate? We've committed adultery, Ya Allah, we've committed zina, Ameen, we've committed... I say, keep quiet, man. Okay? Now listen to this. Listen to this hadith that is narrated by Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salatu salam. Nuh alayhi salatu salam gave this wasiyah, and this is important. These are the lessons and the values that we should be imparting to our children if they are to become the zina of the life of this dunya, these are the qualities and the advices and the lessons that we should be imparting to our children. Right? You know, the general tendency is, son, this is how you become rich. Son, this is how you run our business. Or my daughter, this is how our family maintains tradition of cooking. This is how we women treat our husbands. Right? Or whatever it is. Right? Every parent gives his or her child some type of advice in terms of, you know, those pearls of wisdom that comes out from parents, you know, things that, you know, this is how. Listen to the wasiyah of Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam. Right? Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ألا أخبركم بوصية نوح ابنه قالوا بلى. He said, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, shall I not give you and inform you about the wasiyah, right? And the advice, right? And the final testament that Nuh alayhi salatu gave to his son. They said, yes, so tell us. So the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, أوصى نوح ابنه فقال لابنه يا بني إني أوصيك باثنتين وأنهاك عن اثنتين. He said, oh my son, I'm advising you to do two things. And I'm advising you to stay away, and I'm prohibiting you from committing or doing two things. Right? Well, he said, what is that? He said, أُوصِيكَ بِقَوْلِ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. I'm giving you and I advise you to perpetually and continuously recite with the kalima La ilaha illallah until it becomes embedded in your heart, mind and soul. And until La ilaha illallah becomes a reality. La ma'buda illallah, la maqsuda illallah, la mashhuda illallah, la mawjuda illallah, la ilaha illallah. And most importantly for La ilaha illallah, there is no greater ilah than Allah. More important, greater ilah than my own nafs. أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهُ هَوَاهُ. Your ilah is Allah, not your hawa, not your desires. We submit to our desires. Our hawa tells us, sleep away, stepped away. Allah is calling us for salah. Hayya ala salah. That's our hawa. To tumhara khuda wo bana ya khuda bana. Understood? At that moment, who did you follow? Who did you obey? You obeyed your desires, your nafs. You didn't obey Allah. So whose banda you are? Whose servant you are? You are a servant of your nafs. You're not a servant of Allah. So that's the most important statement of La ilaha illallah against your own nafs. Right? One day Abu Faiz Thawban Dhunnun al-Masri radiallahu ta'ala was one day walking. Right? And he was walking in the street there and he said, you are not my God and I am not your servant. You are not my God, I am not your servant. You are not my God, I am not your servant. So a couple of mullahs, maulanas were standing there and they heard Abu Faiz Thawban Misri saying, you are not my God and I am not your slave. Tu mera khuda nahi, main tera banda nahi. Meaning, you are not my God, I am not your servant. The maulanas heard this, they caught him, come here. They took him to the Qazi. He said, Qazi, lock this man up. He's become a murtad, apostate. Abu Faiz said, what's wrong with these maulanas, man? Nothing's changed. Right? He said, what's wrong with you people? So the Qazi knew Abu Faiz al-Masri is a great alim and a waliullah as well. So he said, hey, hold on. What did he say? So he said, no, he was walking past us, we were hanging out in our jamia, in our darul uloom and everything, and we heard him saying, you are not my God and I am not your slave, and I am not your servant. So the Qazi said, are you sure? He said, yes, see, all of us are Maulans. Are we going to lie about something like that? He's committing apostasy here. He's a murtad. And you know what the law for murtad is? Dead. So the Qazi looked at him and said, Abu Faiz, this is a very, very serious transgression. What do you have to say for yourself? Did you say that? Abu Faiz Sofan al-Zunnun al-Misri said, yes, I just said that. The Qazi is even more worried now. He said, hey, this man is admitting to his guilt. He's trying to save him here. He's admitting to his guilt. What did I do now? So he said, okay, if you said that, what did you mean by it? Abu Faiz Zunnun al-Misri said, now you're coming to the point. He said, oh judge, oh Qazi, I wasn't addressing Allah. I was addressing my nafs. And I was telling my nafs, you are not my ilah. You are not my ilah, you are not my deity, and I am not your servant. And he said, this is what the Quran says. أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَىٰ. Have you not seen him who has taken his ilah, his deity, his God, as his desires? So I kept on telling my nafs, who was telling me, do this and do that and disobey Allah, and I kept on telling the nafs, you are not my God and I am not your servant. I am the servant of Allah and Allah is my God. So what wrong did I say? Qazi said, please go home. Please go home. Right? So Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam said this. He said, I am telling you, right? He said, I'm telling you to do La ilaha illallah. He said, if you were to take La ilaha illallah and place it on one end of the scale, and if you were to take the heavens and the earth, right, with a God knows how many billion galaxies in that universe there, and put it on the other side, La ilaha illallah in terms of value and in terms of weight would outweigh the heavens and the earth in terms of value. Understood? Anyone wants to leave that behind as a final will and testimony to the children? See how a Nabi thinks, how a Prophet of Allah thinks, how an enlightened person of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala thinks in terms of value and priorities in his child's life. And he gave the child his value. He said, in comparison to the heavens and the earth, the observable universe as you and I know it, it has no value. It outweighs all of that. La ilaha illallah. And then he said, right? He said, even if you were to take the earth and the heavens and the earth and turn them into a disc, right? Like create almost like a barrier, right? Between La ilaha illallah and reaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In spite of that, La ilaha illallah would rip through this universe which is standing as an obstacle between it there and reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't give the hadith there, I'll stop you from. Let me see the hadith now. I'll look for it. Remind me, I'll look for it. I'm sure the hadith will be somewhere else. I'll look for the wasiyah of Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam. Just remind me next week, right? Okay. So, but you got the two things there, right? That he gave them. One is, I'm giving you, the other one he didn't mention in the hadith here, right? I'm sure he said, فَذَكَرُوا بِتَمَامِ, right? Bazzar wa Ahmad wa Nasai, Bukhari fil Adab. Okay, I'll check it with Adab al-Mufrad and Nasai. The other part of the hadith may be in Sunan al-Nisai, but this hadith here of Bazzar doesn't give the thing that I am stopping you from, or I'm telling you to prohibit from. So, what forthcoming attraction? Right? Okay, let's go to the next verse. Baqiyat al-Salihat. Okay, let's give you some of the other hadiths in terms of Baqiyat al-Salihat before I go there. I just want to finish up that part of the tafsir as well, so we know we're done with that. Right? Various things, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, right? Then one sahabi came to one of the sahabis and he says, right, la ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Right? Some people were not aware that amongst all baqiyatu salihat is la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So the man said, no, I heard the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stating, right, that is that it's part of baqiyatu salihat. So anything where the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taken, has a perpetual reward, eternal reward. You stick to it there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you for it. Okay, carry on.
And the day we shall cause the mountain to move, and you will see the earth clean open, and we shall raise them, we shall not leave any one of them. Okay,
I don't want to get into this discussion right now because this is a new theme that is being started off. I just want to give you the thread of our discussion right now from the beginning of Surah Al-Kahf, and I'm linking all of them together. First, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts off with a historical discussion, right, about the challenge and the trial of faith with Ashabul Kahf. Right? Then he goes on to a historical and theological and a jurisprudential and a scientific and a cosmological discussion about the unique events of Ashabul Kahf, which are linked to the final days. Right? Thereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on to a discussion about the example of two people, right? And that is one with wealth and one without wealth, and how this is an indication of how to save ourselves from the fitna of the final zamana, which is not to become attracted by the allurements of the dunya. So the first lesson of Ashabul Kahf gave us that day that we insulate ourselves from the dunya, we don't isolate ourselves from dunya. Got that? That's the primary fundamental lesson from there. The next one is the example of the parable of the dunya. And the most important lesson here is not about don't become arrogant if you become rich. The most important lesson is that don't become arrogant, period. Number one. And number two, reach a higher level in terms of personal spiritual development, in that you hope for the best in every person and you try to help another person improve, as opposed to what is the normal general tendency that we only see people fall. So the lesson for the last stage which we are living in here is that actively engage in improving your own life first and helping others improve their lives. Don't tell people to go to hell and mean it. Really. Because I discussed this for Jummah, for those of you guys who were here for Jummah, right? There were scans taken by some psychologists, right, who studied the effect of brain activity when they saw pictures of, or when they saw images of investment bankers in trouble. Interesting. What they did was, everyone envies investment bankers. Because firstly, they know these guys are making a lot of money. Secondly, they can make you a lot of money. And thirdly, you envy them with how I wish I could make money like him, meaning turn money around, and how I wish I was wealthy like him. Right? So obviously, everyone is envious of an investment banker on basically 4 levels. Right? So what they did was they showed images of an investment banker like coming out of out of his big fancy office there, and like example, not that happened, like a pigeon pooped on him. Oh, he got messed up. Or a car was going past and a puddle of water hit the guy and messed his whole outfit up. Right? And they took scans of people's brain activity when this took place, and the certain areas which indicate glee and happiness, right, started to light up in their brains, and these people ended up with a wry smile on their faces. He deserved it. Right? These were scans of, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us here that we have the tendency